All right, we're back with another installment here of the Micro Tug 9 boat build. I will show you, I just finished up getting the port side of the hull trimmed, cut to match the starboard side. You can see the two sides cut, leaned up against the other boards here, match perfectly all the way down. So this will be the port side, and this will be the starboard side, and I'll get those installed hopefully in the next day or two. But for now, we'll go back in the shop where it's warm, and you can see here I've got the bottom of the boat laid back down in its cradle, and what I'm about to do now is work on the stem. So I got the stem here. It's gonna go right here. And I don't know if I missed something on the plans or if I just installed it incorrectly, but what I have to do is cut a notch out right here for the stem to sit down on the front of the bow. So I'm going to use my multi-tool. This thing is friggin' awesome. I love it. It's a Rockwell Sonic Crafter. It's got speed control on it. You can put a number of different blades, but what I'm going to do is take the blade and trim up to this line as best I can, and then do the same thing right across here, and then same thing there, and then whatever I can't get out, I do have a set of chisels here that I'll go back to manual labor to get that done. So I'm gonna set the camera down and go to work. That angle should work out okay, I think. You can see kind of what I'm doing down here. All right, well, this thing's loud, so I'll cut out the cutting part. Cut out the cutting part. I don't know if you can see that smoke or not, but it's oscillating very quickly and doesn't like that heat buildup. That's doing the job, I think. Alright, well, that's the piece that needed to come out, and multi-tool makes quick work of it. Alright, looks really good. I'll bring the camera down here in just a minute, show you. Got just a couple little pieces of wood stuck in here that I'll chisel out and show you. Here's what we're looking at. So that's the area that I chiseled out, or cut out with the multi-tool. It's made such quick work of it. And there's no dust. You can see a little bit of charring there from the multi-tool. Probably more so from the glass, from the fiberglass and the resin than anything, but let's see. Take the stem, set it down right there. Perfect. Looks great. So that's how the stem will sit. I'll get that thing glued down, and then we can start working on the sides. So you can see here I have a bubble level on the front and a bubble level on the back. We've got, let's see if I can show this better. Level bubble there, and a level bubble there. I'm going to take the level and check the plumness, I guess we can call it, of the stem. We're off just a little bit there, needs to come back, but that's probably due to that material that I just removed. We are pretty close to level that way. So need to shave a little bit off the back and the side, this side, or yeah, there's definitely material. I think it's easiest just to remove material because this should be nice and super flat. I did that on the table, the sanding table, a little while ago. So I think what I'm going to do is take a smaller chisel. That one's not sharp. I'm not going to use that one. So how about the tiny chisel? I'll give it a try. Not sure what's up with my chisels. That doesn't feel that sharp either. Let's see. Really close there. It's kind of hard to measure because it wants to move. There, we're close, really close. I just wonder what a little bit of sanding might do on this. Okay. Still level across the bottom. We'll probably should do on the front. Still leaning forward just a slight bit. Lean forward a little bit, we need to go back. All right, well I'm gonna go outside and do a quick sand. Okay, back in from outside. Sand it off just a little bit on each angle. And it is spot on. Bubble in the middle, both directions. Stern is level, bow is level. I believe that is ready to resin in place. And that's a simple one. So all I gotta do is put a bit of resin down right here in this square. Set the stem on it. Let, oh man, I don't know this song. So I'll set this down and just let the weight of the stem squeeze out the excess resin. And then once that's cured, it'll be time to put the sides on. That's pretty exciting. So now trying to figure out how much resin to use for a 3" by 3.5" square. 3 tablespoons is going to be way too much. Probably like 1 tablespoon. Yeah, there's no measurement given smaller than 6 tablespoons with a 1/4 teaspoon. Let me see what else I can find that might need some resin, and then I'll mix something up. I'm going to go ahead and mix up 6 tablespoons because there's actually a few places on the bottom here that could use a coat of resin. So I'll just use up whatever I can. The main thing being the stem, obviously. So here we go, mixy, 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 mixy. Use a chip brush. Get a good coat down on the front here. I'm putting it on kind of thick just because I want to make sure I got even coverage. Once this is in place, we'll double check. Inside, green painted bottom. I'm gonna just set this on here. And that's it. I will paper towel here and wipe off the excess. It's gonna drip. And I think I'll go ahead and just paint a little bit up the sides. Even though, I mean, it will get covered with fiberglass anyway. But, might as well since I got the extra. Just drizzle this down into the gaps here. A nice bed of resin for that to set in. I need more paper towel. So it's dripping away. Level. Level. We love it. Level. Nothing's moved. So I'm just going to take the extra I have here, paint the front of this board. This is just a kick board, although I think it's defined as a bulkhead. Go ahead and get it painted. I painted the front before, or the back, I guess, technically. And it ran out of resin. And then I was like, I'm not going to worry about the front of it. But now that I have extra, you bet I'll go ahead and coat it. I want to mention another YouTube channel. It's called Boating with Boogaboo. And the gentleman currently owns a Sea Ray 330. And an experienced boater, lives up in Canada. The channel is just awesome to watch. It's relaxing. He and his wife run up and down the Trans-Severn Waterway, which is in Ontario. Connects to the Great Lakes. I think Lake Ontario. I may be wrong on that, but might be Huron. But his wife, they call her Anchor Girl. Fun couple to watch, listen to. And I've been messaging Paul through YouTube and Instagram. And he just subscribed to my channel. So I thought that was kind of cool. I'd never met Paul, but you know, I love boating people, and I love his channel. So check out Boating with Boogaboo. Just like it sounds, really, Boogaboo. And you'll see, he's got like 800 videos of his boating adventures over the last several years. They have owned a Sea Ray 400, which is a full cabin, like almost like a liveaboard boat. They've run that all over the place. Their current boat, one reason I really like it, their current boat is more, it's closer to my other boat, the big boat, which is my Regal Commodore 2665. So check them out. They're fun people to watch. All right, so I don't have much left. I'm just gonna let this resin cure out in the mixing bowl here. So I didn't waste much of it, which is a good thing. All right, take one more paper towel, wipe that around the front of the bow. Not much drippage at all now, so let's see here. So here you can see the base is set down in a nice bed of resin around the sides there. And it's nice and flush on the bottom. The front actually gets rounded, so the fact that it sticks out just a little bit, I mean the stem actually sticks out a little bit, and a little notch there, it's going to get cut, either cut or sanded at an angle so it runs through the water a little nicer. That's awesome. The boat has a stem. It looks great. All right, so that's what the side's attached to. There's a piece of quarter round that runs down each side, which I'll show you here in the plans. The quarter round right there, both sides. So that'll get glued to the stem, and then we can nail once that's cured, we can start nailing the sides down. I'm really excited about this part of the build, and yeah, can't wait for the next segment, because it's really going to start coming together. The boat will have sides very, very soon. I'm going to take this half inch quarter round. I was just looking to see what that sticker said. Half inch quarter round is going to go on the stem, we're right there. It's gonna go up and down each side, so that this will be what the hull side is attached to at the stem. I don't know why they put these damn stickers on here like this. They never come off cleanly. That's annoying. It says 34 inches is needed. Let's see where we're at. 34 inches will do. So cut. I think I'm just going to be kind of crude with this. Although I could get the jigsaw out, I guess. Zap it real quick. I was just going to do it with a chisel, but jigsaw will make quick work of it. 34 inches. Slow down, girl. You're gonna live a lonely world. Took the midnight train going. Easy enough. Alright, and because I'm anal about cleanliness, I gotta vacuum up that little pile of dust, sawdust. These just attach along the side here. That'll give the sides, as they get wrapped around, something to adhere to and get nailed into. So, excuse me. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Nothing to it really. I'm just gonna mark level. Make a couple marks so that it's level. Mix up a little bit of resin. Maybe I'll do enough resin this time to coat the front of the front bench seat. The back's already done. I've just resin to do this and that, and then that'll be it for a little while. Because I gotta wait for this to dry before I can put sides on. This just gets matched up with the bottom, and then I'll take the level, using the wrong side of the level. And I just want to double check. Got a good bubble. Okay, got the marks made on that side, and I'll do the other side. We'll mix up some resin and get this baby done. Not really sure yet how I'm going to be sure it stays in place. It might just stick based on the viscosity of the resin. But if not, I am going to have to come up with some sort of plan to clamp this in place. See if I can do this without hurting myself. Okay, got a good mark at the bottom. I'm just going to mark this top to bottom just so I have a solid line to go from. Use a straight edge. That's easier. Alright. Now, what is your plan, Chad? What is your plan? Oh, son of a bitch. These things are so cheap. But it might come in, they're going to be too heavy. Or, because it's quarter round, you try to clamp it, I feel like it's going to try to flop over. That's not going to work. I'll show you what I mean. So when you try to clamp quarter round, it wants to clamp it on the point. So the point's facing in, and I need it to be like that. With clamp pressure, it's rolling it over. So that ain't gonna work. Anything clamped is gonna make it want to roll. Except like a staple or something. Actually, it's going to have to be stapled or nailed somehow because it's nearly perfectly straight, but this one has got a little bit. This one is nice, and this piece is nice and straight. This piece has a little bit of a bow, so it's going to have to be stapled. I think that'll work. Staple it at an angle, and I'll show you what I mean when I get there. Dance moves to Miami Vice, really. Mixing up 6 tablespoons. I'm gonna brush it onto the quarter round, put it in place, and I'm gonna use the staple gun to fasten it. Should be simple enough, I hope. Well, yeah, it needs to be stapled. All right, well, this is gonna be interesting. Hopefully it stays in place. Worked quite well. I'm really happy with how easy that was. Now this side will be a little bit different, a little more difficult because I am right-handed. Now I gotta run the staple gun with the left hand and I'm not as steady, but give it a shot here. Come on. Just going to coat the inside of the stem, because this is going to be increasingly difficult to get to as I move through this. Not sure, I might have enough to do this. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's going to be plenty, I think. Finish out the front half of this bench seat. Here's what I did. You can see that I just, give it a focus, just dropped the staple at an angle just to keep it in place and keep the wood flush against the post. This is all coated with epoxy now, or resin I mean. You can see where the hull comes up to the bow here, and it lines up perfectly with this piece I just put on. The sides of the hull will then attach to that, top to bottom, attach there, and then I'll work my way back to put the sides on. And I'm excited about this part. This putting on these pieces of quarter round is the last step before putting the sides on. And I mean, the framework of the hull of the bottom is going to, I mean, you'll still be able to see it, but it's going to be less exposed, and it will actually look like a boat. Put up the sides, and then the transom gets cut and put on, and then I start to work on the front deck, and the upper structure. So, and then the rear bench here's got to get built too, but this is exciting. I'm pretty happy about this.